Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll be talking to an internationally known style and image consultant who also has several crowns on the pageant circuit. She's now working with business owners to help them achieve their crowning success. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think image and style has never been more in vogue because, let's face it, so many Americans are looking at themselves all day long on Zoom, and they're picking up imperfections. We're picking up little style things that we could be improving on. To talk about that today, Tara Hooper, she is an image and style consultant. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Well,
we've been having fun beforehand.
Well, and your feathers are amazing, by the way. I mean, do you feel a lot of pressure because you're a style consultant to always show up on point?
Yes, and I always tease that I feel like I have 2 speeds. I'm either like homeless or glamorous. It's kind of one or the other, but yeah, it is a little like,
I love it, and you can pull off those feathers.
Yeah, this was just fun. I figured let's get that attention today.
Absolutely. Well, let's tell your journey. So how did this start for you?
So my original career for the first 25 years of my life was I was a salon owner and makeup artist. So I've been in the image industry since as long as I can remember, helping people look and feel beautiful, but it was from the neck up, just hair and makeup. And, had an opportunity to stay home with my kids and thought, you know what, I love them to death, but I need to do more, and wanted to change careers. And so my husband is actually the one that found the London Image Institute, which is where I attended. So I got my education training there, and we were in the middle of a state-to-state move. I'm originally from San Diego via Alabama to Dallas. And so when we landed here in Dallas, I launched the Style Signature.
And I love the name,
Thank
and
you.
I also love the part of your history where you did the pageant circuit.
Yes.
Tell us about that. And we've got some pictures.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
So yeah, those crowns are big, and I always get the question, do you wear the crowns a lot? No, it's more like a trophy. Although, in bed, you're like, ooh. Yeah, so I've been an avid competitor since I was 14, and I aged out. And so when I got married, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back into pageantry because it's just a really great way for me to hone my communication skills, become very self-aware, share my, my philanthropy, and really stay in shape, right? It's a really good motivator just to kind of stay the best version of yourself. And I'm actually competing this weekend for Mrs. Texas USA Ambassador because I just gave up my title of Mrs. Texas United World. So it's just been a journey that I've been on since I was 14, but I feel like I've really honed it in more as a married woman, and I've really enjoyed that process.
Well, I admire the discipline that it takes to win. I mean, you have to dial in everything you're doing, and that discipline you're now sharing with your clients to help them succeed in business.
Yes, I think that there's this misconception that pageant women or pageant girls are maybe not smart or very superficial, and it's really quite the opposite. I mean, the women I compete with are highly educated. We have to think on our feet. Our communication has to be on point. And if you think about it, and this is what I take to my clients, is in 3 to 5 minutes, I have to make the best impression amongst diamonds. Right? There's 15, 20, 30 other amazing, beautiful, talented, successful women. And I have to figure out how to verbalize my value and stand out from a competitive marketplace. So it's those skills that I take to my professional clients to help them elevate and get noticed in a competitive marketplace.
And I've always heard the story that people are making up their impression of you in the first 5 seconds. They're deciding like, don't like.
Exactly.
Yeah. So What kind of clients do you like to coach?
So honestly, my favorite are, business and corporate professionals. I was very lucky. I got to work with Toyota, Liberty Mutual, but I really love the one-on-one with clients and being able to have that more personal and intimate relationship. And I think it's because of my salon background. You just have that one-on-one time. And so, but mine is really that business person that's really trying to elevate and level up and has that trajectory for success.
Absolutely. We found a wonderful video that kind of gives an overview. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
So I own Signature Consulting, and my specialty is in professional development, executive image, and presence. So it's really all about how you show up so that you can achieve your professional and personal goals. My message has been really clear for over 25 years. I've always been about empowering women through their presence to increase their confidence and let them be able to achieve their personal and professional goals. So there's this rhetoric going on, there's this tape going on telling us everything we're not, and that's why I got into this business. After 20 years of being behind the chair as a hairdresser, makeup artist, I realized this conversation went beyond here. The number one thing that my clients walk away with is they always say, after I've worked with you, in any capacity, whether it's just image or the communications or the networking, is I feel more confident. And I'm a firm believer that any woman who feels more confident can really do anything that she wants. I love live events. I love being on a stage. I grew up being on a stage. For me, my number one objective is for my audience, one, to just have a really good time. And two, I want every single member of the audience to take away something personal for them that they can go home and implement and have some sort of personal or professional improvement.
I love Tara's class. It really helped me to figure out what I need to do to feel more comfortable with my look. And I think she was very approachable and took time to talk to each one of us and really help us identify little things that we can do to improve our image.
And that's so crucial in every ounce of your life, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're the CEO of a company. How you show up makes a difference. It impacts your confidence, the way you communicate, your profitability, the way you connect with a client, how quickly that sales cycle is completed. It helps you catapult to success when people go, wow, she really looks like a dynamic speaker.
That is so impressive. Okay, whet our appetite. I don't want you to give away your whole program, but what are some takeaways that people, if they engage you, what are some things that they'll learn?
One of the common things that I hear from people is they'll be in an interview or they need to do a presentation and they get lost or they get nervous, right? People don't typically like to speak in public like him and I.
Right.
And so I have a tool that helps them really laser focus, like three to five bullet points, so that when they start what I call going down the proverbial rabbit hole, they can come back to their points and get back on track and be able to really deliver their message. And also giving them the right language and the confidence that if they do get lost, how to come back from that and restart and still keep their authority and their credibility during that conversation.
Yes.
As people just get so flustered and then it's all over and they let that affect them. It's just how to recover from that gracefully. And trust me, in 3 minutes or the onstage question that we get in pageantry, that's exactly what can happen. You're in an audience of 100, 200, 300 people. It's very easy to fall on your face.
Yeah.
It's how you recover from that maintains the credibility that with an employer, they would say, okay, you know what, yeah, he got a little nervous, but look at how he regained.
And I couldn't agree more, because it seems like now we've made CEOs celebrities. If you watch Fox Business or CNBC, you're really counting on that CEO to look calm, cool, and collected. And often if he or she is not calm, cool, and collected, you look at that little ticker beneath it and it's going down because their investors are not believing them. So talk about why in the year 2022 it's so critical that business owners and leaders work on their people skills and image.
Well, honestly, I think because people have gotten lazy. We're coming out of the pandemic, and of course, I know that a lot of people have been affected, and I am very sensitive to that. But we have to stop making it an excuse to not show up the best version of ourselves. Customers are craving that.
Yes.
I hear time and time again, customer service is down. talking to people is frustrating, or they get a computer more and more because we are craving being with people. And so we need to get back honing those skills, and more importantly, teaching our younger generation to hone those skills, because we're also raising this generation that's doing this all the time and used to screens, and they don't know how to do this anymore. And 2020 has made it worse with the mask.
Tara, I love it that you have the heart of a teacher, because you're always on the news. I see you, it seems like all the time, giving advice, fashion advice, style advice. That's got to be fun to impart your wisdom.
Oh, yeah. Yes. There is nothing, people ask me why I love what I do, and there's nothing more rewarding for me, whether it's a man or a woman that comes to me with this lack of confidence in an area, whether it's their image or their communication, and with this little 2-degree shift, right? It's just transformational.
Yes.
My work is transformational. I know a lot of people think, oh, style's flat. No, this creates a confidence that goes into your community, your family, your marriages, your children.
Yes.
And not to mention your careers and your pocketbook, right? It's all of those things. And so to me, that's just it's a very rewarding, very rewarding experience for me.
It has to be. I mean, especially kind of the before and after, like when I first met you, you were this, and now you're this. So we only have about a minute left. How does someone know when they need to hire somebody like you?
Well, it's a sensitive subject that we were talking about. I think everyone can benefit from a little objectivity about how they are being perceived or how they present themselves. But obviously, if there's some kind of internal conflict or lack of confidence, or sometimes you get feedback from coworkers or your boss, it's all of that. And then sometimes it's just saying, hey, I just need that second opinion. I mean, I even do it. I reach out to colleagues and go, hey, what do you think?
I think you're delightful. She knows what she's talking about. She has walked the walk and she talks the talk. So we're going to end with your website, which is thestylesignature.com. Tara Hooper.
Stylesignature.com.
I love it. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You bet. That's it for now.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.